Good evening, sir, and thanks very much for your time. Whose brilliant idea was this? How did it come about? Because I don't think we can doubt its veracity, because it was the minister's answer to a parliamentary question.
Yes, I think let's give you the bigger context. The role of public works is to be the landlord of the state. In that, there are a number of facilities and a number of portfolios that we manage. So just to give a context, we manage close to 90,000 government facilities, which serves various governments, and I'm just going to give you examples of the biggest ones that we serve. We serve the police stations across the country. We serve the military bases and so forth. We serve Home Affairs. We serve correctional services. And also we serve what is called the prestige portfolio, which is the subject tonight, which provides accommodation for our public representatives, the MPs, the executives, the ministers, and the support staff that work in Parliament, in union building, and so forth. Now, in this total portfolio of 90,000, we have active projects of close to 26 billion of construction, maintenance, refurbishment. So in the prestige portfolio, similarly, on an annual basis, we plan what we need to upgrade, what we need to construct, and the number is correct. For the next financial year, it's 730 million. But for the ministerial houses in that portfolio, the number that we're going to spend next year is only 10 million. The 750-odd million goes into refurbishment and facilities management for the parliamentary villages where 400 MPs and their support staff live. It goes into the parliamentary precinct, which is the seat of government, and MPs and the support staff work there every day. So those are the things that we do in the prestige portfolio. So the 750 is a budget for that portfolio. For the other portfolios, we've got other even bigger amounts in terms of our mandate and the duty that we have to discharge on behalf of government.
Okay. Let's accept that, right, to be the case. Now, how much discretion do you have as Public Works? In other words, are you able to say, well, looking at the portfolio we have, looking at the needs of the country right now, considering some of the things that have been said, like, for example, there's going to be fewer ministries, right now. How much discretion do you then have to say, maybe we need to tighten the belt? How much discretion do you have to say, maybe we are likely to spend more, we're not getting bang for our buck here?
Yes.
Do you have that discretion?
No, of course.
Do you have the discretion to then say, well, let's have a new priority list. Maybe let's not even look at the roads leading to the deputy presidents and the ministers' homes and take that money somewhere else.
Okay.
Do you have that kind of discretion?
Okay, let's talk about infrastructure management, because this talks to infrastructure management. When you manage an infrastructure portfolio, you actually have, ideally, to have a 25-year view. It's not an annual view. You need to have a 25-year view, because some of the facilities that we need to construct, planning alone can take you to 5 to 10 years in terms of what is the size of the facility, how much it's going to cost, where it's going to be located, and all aspects of that. I mean, if you're going to construct, for instance, some of the new facilities that have been constructed, we've constructed some courts, one court costing about 700 million. Now, to do that, you need a multi-year planning cycle, just for the planning, the design, the location, who's going to contract the procurement. Now, in that process, obviously, you're going to do the optimization. When can we build this particular facility? When can we refurbish this facility? And from time to time, you will change priorities. You may push certain things, you may cancel certain things. And then you have a discussion with National Treasury. National Treasury also gives you a 5-year cycle, a 3-year cycle, to tell them what is your budget projections, and in there they will tell you, for this cycle, this is the cut across the line that we need to do. So the budgeting process is dynamic. It fits in with the National Treasury rules of optimizing what National Treasury has got. So that's the kind of dynamic process that we have. So in on a year basis, of course, we decide which projects we must prioritize, which projects we must not prioritize. And if there are new parameters from National Treasury that says cut 10%, we will do the same. So
you do have discretion.
We have discretion.
Now, here's why that particular question is important for me. I'm glad you mentioned courts, for example. I don't think anyone would object to you saying, we're going to build so many courts or refurbish these courts, and that's what we're going to focus on. Right? But on the back, right, on the back of a couple of appearances that Public Works has had to make in Parliament about, for example, building braai areas that cost R500,000, right? Now, people look at what you are saying, or listen to what you are saying, and then say, but how does that tie in with what I hear and what I'm seeing? Parliament wanted you to account. They didn't get answers, or satisfactory answers in the time that you were there. Right? That's the context within which these questions are being asked about the close to 750 million rand that you're going to spend. If when people hear that it's about a road leading to the residence that needs to be revamped, they ask, but only, 6-8 months ago, there were workers in Pretoria who didn't want to work in a building, right? Because they believed it was unsafe. And there were all sorts of conspiracy theories, about arsonists, about people who are sabotaging government, and so on. But we're moving swiftly to deal with, the parliamentary precinct, the residence of parliamentarians. You're not moving with the same pace when it comes to workers saying, we're not feeling safe in these government buildings. We know the situation downtown, where a building collapsed and 3 firefighters died. They're not hearing answers to those questions, but they see you as being quick to actually fix these kinds of problems that were mentioned in the minister's reply.
I think the question is very important, and I think it allows us to give the context. We are not prioritizing these facilities over the entire portfolio. This is the portion for this portfolio. As I've indicated to you, in the entire portfolio, we're investing 26 billion. Now, it talks to some of the things that we've talked about. Buildings that we've identified not to be safe, not to be functional, buildings that requires refurbishment so that the public can be served, new police station that need to be constructed. Now, we are continuously constructing those. As I've indicated, this is 750 million of a 26 billion portfolio that deals with the issues that we're talking about. The issues of safety, which have emerged with the building, the Bank of Lisbon building, is issues that have also elevated things that we've been talking about. I mean, we're having a discussion that we actually even sponsored in Cabinet to talk about the issues of maintenance and safety and the funding thereof, and highlighting that even the 26 billion that is spending across the portfolio is not sufficient. We need to spend more. So it's not about this that we're prioritizing. The others don't attract as much public scrutiny and attention as the ministers, as houses we've discovered. But we are continuing with them, and together with our other partners. I mean, we are not only doing
I have unfortunately have to cut you,
okay,
because we've come to it's almost 7 o'clock, and we're going to do the headlines. But I thank you for coming through.